What's all these lights, you say? Oh my. Boom. What a computer, huh? Yeah, I know, it looks great. That's my computer. Hey everybody, good mythical day to you. It's your boy Z4 here. I just wanted to let you guys in on a little bit of knowledge about this lovely PC that we have back here. I just want to show you guys the build that I built with these two hands myself. Yes, that's very true. And I also just wanted to let you guys know on some details, why I did it, and you know, a little bit of history. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to this. For the sake of like showing everybody like what I use this for and how I use this, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it plugged in the same spot that I have it in, so I don't have to do a bunch of like fussing around with other things. Well, hold on, let me take this off. This glare is incredible. All right, so here's my PC. It's a pretty basic setup, honestly, but when it comes down to the main thing that's different about it is just the vertical GPU mount. This is something that NZXT actually included in with the case, which is very nice because when I bought this, I didn't even intend to get the hybrid. The hybrid graphics card is actually an accident that I found online. Didn't even mean to get it originally, but it was the 2070 Super hybrid, so I figured I might as well get that, and especially with the vertical GPU mount coming with my case already, it was actually very much needed in the build of this because I wouldn't have been able to fit these hoses in sticking out of the case. It would have been very awkward. When it comes to CPU, all of our power back here, our main brain as I like to call it, we're running an i7 9700K. Yes, I got the K series so that I could overclock. Right now I have it base clock, just chilling, 3.6 hertz. We're not overclocking or anything. We don't need it necessarily right now, so I don't like to just run the extra power or fry the chip by accident just because I'm trying to melt through something really, really fast. Then we have regular Cool Master. I can't remember the model. I want to say it's like a 240HX or something like that. It's a standard 2-fan radiator, cooling pump block right here. A standard water cooler, nothing very fancy there. Keeps it nice and cool. Haven't had any issues with it. Runs kind of loud, I think, but no issues really. Back here we have our G-Skill Trident Z series, RGB series I should say. I got dual channel setups for my RAM, so you only see that I've only occupied one of the channels. There's only 16 gigs of RAM. I am planning to update that. What I'm gonna do is just add another 16, so I have a solid 32, but I'm running at 3200 megahertz, so it's pretty fast. It suffices for now, especially for gaming or streaming or editing, whatever it may be. I've only come into 1 or 2 errors, but I think that they're actually more glitches than errors. Down below underneath here, my power source, I did get the modular one, so this is the RM850X. Modular is just the way to go, especially when you want to, I mean, cable management is just so much easier, especially when you have something that you're trying to fit in such a small package, because this is a medium-sized case, this is not a large case. I wanted to keep it small, powerful. 850 is plenty for me to be able to power everything that I need in here, especially with all the lights. I wanted to go a bit overkill since I don't have an SLI bridged dual graphics card setup or something crazy here. I didn't need anything like 1000 or, you know, so that works fine. When it comes to storage, I do have my little NVMe M.2 drive that's way set back in there, plugged into the motherboard. It's only 250 gigs, but I just strictly use this as my boot drive. There's really nothing else on there. There's a couple of files that kind of creeped onto there just by auto download, but it was an accident. Most of the things that I find, I just transfer hard drives just to keep that thing as clear as possible, so when I turn it on, it goes on. I don't have any lag time from this thing being completely cold and off overnight. I walk into here, I turn it on, it takes probably about 15 seconds for me to be able to be in BIOS and open up. There is another hard drive that I have mounted in the back here. It's a small little 2.5-inch standard SSD drive. It's a Samsung 860 Plus. Samsung 860 Plus, I believe. Any more frequent files that I'm using, Premiere, Call of Duty, OBS, things like that. Things that I'm constantly opening and need to use that have a lot of storage that go with them, I put on that 1 terabyte hard drive in the back so that it can randomly access that without clouding up my boot drive. And last but not least, down below here, there is, inside of this the power chassis, there is a hard disk drive with 4 terabytes on it, a Seagate Barracuda actually, that is rather fast, but it's not necessarily all the way fast. It's fast enough to run video games off of, but I don't want to do that. I want to just use it as my long-term storage or like heavier download storage. If I ever need to transfer files, I have plenty of smaller hard drives that I can actually, or portable hard drives that I can transfer, do anything with. But for my large storage, I do have that Seagate Barracuda that's down here. Really love it. 4 terabytes, just good to go in the PC. Everything in here is RGB, every single piece of it. The motherboard has RGB on it, the RAM has RGB, cooler, and also the case itself. Even the graphics card has a little blue light that actually is on top of here. Now moving on to some of the controls. Okay, so for controls in just strictly the lighting, mainly what I have is this guy right here, Asus Aura, which is the motherboard, the cooler for the CPU, and the RAM. Those are the 3 things that this controls. We have one more thing called Cam, so graciously actually provided by NZXT over here. It also monitors your load and everything, what it's doing very well, and also lets me control the case lights that come with my computer. So this only controls the case. So if I turn this light channel off right here, as you'll see, it'll shut the case lights off like that. On or off toggle like this, you just turn it off, boom, done. And now everything's completely black. I can change it to any color, like this is on both color cycle. It's what I call party mode, 2 different color cycles. But you can set it to breathing or change the static is just a solid color. So if I just wanted this to sit at blue, it'll just sit at blue, and I apply it and then just sits there at blue just like that. Case will do the exact same thing. So if I turn this light channel back on, there we go. This is the spectrum wave, which is also considered party mode in my head, but then there is the fixed option, and then I can just go and pick a blue somewhere, apply it, and it will hold the case lights at that color too, giving me a fully blue case. Or, you know, pink, red. Here, let's see, you know, here we go. Let's get some pink in here. And now we got a pinked out case. Lovely. It's just a nice little touch, I guess. You know, everybody likes a little bit of RGB in the tech game, so might as well just have it, huh? That's pretty much it. That's how you control that. It's very simple. For me, in power consumption, I mainly like to keep it off. Sometimes you'll see my streams, I have it on just for like a backdrop. It looks cool in the background. Or sometimes I'll just have it off because I'm running my PC all day and I just don't want to be draining extra juice through it for no reason. This PC for me was a very big deal. When I was 11 years old, I built my own, helped build my first computer, and I started playing Black Hawk Down at the time, and I got very, very good at it, and PC gaming was a big thing for me. Ever since then, I've always, me and a friend of mine used to go onto newegg.com and just build the most maxed out PCs that we could just for fun, and not buy them obviously, but we used to build them just to see what they, you know, what the specs would say and just to see how much it would cost. I always wanted to do that, so now I finally kind of got to do that. I didn't go buy every maxed out piece. This isn't top tier everything. This isn't a quantum computer. This is something that I can do all of my gaming, editing, streaming, vlogging, and whatever else I need to do. This thing will power whatever needs to go on. In a consumer world, that is. And I also got to just go for the challenge of doing it myself. I had a lot of assistance when I was 11, as you can imagine. I knew what computer parts were, but I didn't ever put them together, nor get to even hold them when I had built that computer when I was 11. I just had a family friend that was a computer engineer, had a bunch of spare parts, and actually built me a computer and just gave it to me. So I was there with him in his garage building that computer, and then I ended up having my own PC when I was about 11 or 12 years old. Now that I'm this age, 28 actually, as I'm recording this, almost 29, I finally have gotten this beast completed and running so smoothly, and everything is great. I absolutely love it, and I just can't wait to use it and share it with you guys. So I had to show it off a little bit, and I'm sorry if I confused you. I'm sure I confused the hell out of a lot of people with fancy names, but it's just names of things. But I love this thing. I really wanted to show it off, and thanks a lot for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and get back to playing with this thing and tinkering around, get back to making some videos for you guys to watch, and until then, stay humble, keep it lit, peace out.